One love, jobless. Far Nelson here, and today I'm here to talk to you about how I don't like that is a full conversation. So we have to realize as we're growing ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually, we'll start to become more attuned with our gut instinct, with what we like and what we don't like. And if we're saying something out of righteousness or we're saying something out of a negative place. And sometimes in life and in situations, we have to just simply say, no, I don't like that, or I don't want to do that, or that's not for me. And it's not about having a full conversation. It's just stating your opinion, stating where your gut is taking you and leaving it at that. You see, we're used to always having to explain ourselves in the past, explain ourselves for this and that. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to explain yourself to anybody but the Most High. If you're doing something or saying something out of intent of this is what your heart is telling you, out of intent of, hey, this is going to hurt me, or you are hurting me, or, this isn't something that is for me in general. If that's why you're saying, I don't like that, I don't want to do that, I'm not for that, then you're saying something righteously. You're saying something that's honest to you, whether society is saying it's righteous or not. If the Most High says it's righteous, then 9 times out of 10, it's mostly righteous. If everybody wants you to watch a certain type of thing or listen to a certain type of music or, act a certain type of way, we might not conform with those type of things. We might not even want to even let that energy come into our essence, come into our space, into our bubble. And we don't have to explain ourselves any further than we want to. We don't have to defend ourselves. We don't have to try to get people to understand that we aren't the way of the world. We aren't the way of our old self. We aren't the way of someone living unaware, unconscious. We're now living consciously. We're now living differently. I don't like that for us as a full sentence. It's not about us judging the situation. It's not about us judging the person. It's just about us getting our opinion off. It's about us getting our mindset out. It's about us letting our boundaries be known. I don't like that. I don't want that in my environment. You can indulge in it, but when I'm here, when I'm around, I'm not going to be around that type of stuff. I'm not going to be around that type of energy. And if it is, then maybe I need to go somewhere else. We have to realize we aren't trapped. We aren't in a prison. We aren't stuck to one state of being or one, life. We can live many lives in one lifetime. I always feel like I've lived many lives, There's been many dreams that I wanted to accomplish, and a lot of them I did accomplish, and a lot of them I didn't as well. But I was a different person for each dream, each moment in time. I wasn't a completely different person, but for the most part, I was a different person. I was in a different mind state. The more you grow, the more you know, and the more you realize who and what you truly need to become. The more you're pushed towards less of these lower feelings, the further you're pushed towards a more higher consciousness, a more higher awareness of not only your past goals and why you wanted to achieve those, but of new goals to come and how you will achieve those, most certainly. We have to realize that as we're building our awareness, as we're building our consciousness, we're pretty sure about where we're going in life, Of course, we're not sure about exactly where our destiny will end up, but we're sure about what we want out of today. what we want out of this month, what we want out of this week. We're pretty sure where we're going in our life. We're pretty sure how we want things to be handled. And we're pretty flexible as well, because we realize that we can't control everything. So if there's something going on that we don't like, we have to feel free to say, hey, we don't like that. And it's not us about trying to take control of something. It's about us being honest about how we feel. We don't need to feel guilty about how we feel in our spiritual journey if we're trying our best and doing our best to be a better person every single day. If you feel someone or you feel a situation is stopping you from being your best self, it's maybe not stopping you, but hindering you from being your best self. No matter how small or how big, you should let your feelings, your emotions be known. We have that right. We have that freedom. Don't let people's opinions, don't let people trying to argue with you, don't let people trying to say that you're being negative bring you back into the ways of Babylon, bring you back into the ways of society and the madness. We're not being negative. The world is negative. We aren't negative. The spiritual people walking the spiritual path, people living righteously, people are living by the law of the Most High and not the law of man, not the law of society, not what society is saying what's right and what's good and what's how someone should act. And this is the same society that promotes toxicity and pays toxicity. We're not living by that way anymore. If we say we don't like something, it's not out of negativity. It's out of our heart telling us that this is not righteous. There's something up with this. And we're trying to help you as well escape and be free from these bonds. We're trying to help you as well get the veil lifted from your eyes. We have to realize that there's a illusion, a Maya in front of us, and we are supposed to think in these lower region type of thinking, these negative type of thinkings. This is what these programs, these TV programs, these movies, these things that we see on our, scroll feed, this is what 9 times out of 10 is trying to do. Even advertisements now have picked up on these type of things. Even ads want to strike fear into you. They want to use that first 5 to 10 seconds to get you to just be hooked, because we are hooked on fear. Lots of times we are literally almost drugged by fear. We're enticed by fear. We're hypnotized by fear. Especially if it connects to us. And we're like, oh man, that could happen to us. That's probably why COVID was able to hit us so hard, because we realized it could happen to anybody. And that fear let us shut down churches, let us shut down schools, let us shut down everything. Which, of course, maybe it needed to happen, but the fear alone can shut down the world. And that's exactly what they want. That's exactly, why certain things are in place the way that they are. We have to realize that fear and the promotion of fear helps run the world the way it is. It helps keep us in a lower level and not asking questions, not saying our opinions, not saying, hey, I don't like that, and telling the next person, and that person telling the next person, hey, this person don't like that. You know what? I don't like that either. And us being able to cancel the people that really need to be canceled, to cancel the people that are making these iPhones, to cancel the people that are, making these fake meats, to cancel the people that are making these cereals filled with all these crazy ingredients, but with pretty colors so our kids want them. We need to cancel these people that are, making these fake fruits and spraying these fruits with chemicals, and then they just expect you to learn Plu codes and figure out, oh, just because this one's cheaper, I'm just gonna buy the cheaper option because it's still an apple, not realizing that, oh no, these organic ones are just $1 more, which $1 more is a lot. It should be the same price, but the organic ones that are $1 more are better for you. But they don't expect everybody to just figure the stuff out. That's why it's still being sold en masse. That's why there's still fruit and vegetables that are sprayed with chemicals, that are treated with UV rays and all these things, and we're able to get it. We have to be able to state our opinion and leave it at that. Say, I don't like that. Drop a habit, drop a product, and just follow suit with it. Be the example. It's not about explaining yourself. It's not about having a big, oh yeah, I don't like it because of this and that and that. You can just not like it because of one thing. And if you have it doesn't even have to be a physical thing. It could be just a gut feeling. And if that gut feeling is strong enough, go with it. We have to realize as spiritual, practitioners, as people walking a divine path, that we need to trust our gut more. We need to focus on what our gut is telling us, because lots of times it's actually right. Lots of times it's guiding us away from something that isn't a blessing. It's guiding us away from trials and tribulations. It's guiding us away from disease and sickness. It's guiding us away from depression and anxiety. But sometimes we don't listen to our gut because our gut kind of tells us some crazy things sometimes. Sometimes our gut is like telling us things and we're like, what, are you crazy? This thing is perfectly fine. This person is perfectly fine. But come to find out, maybe a month later, maybe 6 months later, maybe 6 years later, you find out why your gut might have been telling you that. You find out all these secrets and all these crazy things getting exposed. So we have to realize we're not just out here functioning in this world unaware. If our gut, if our instinct is telling us, if we have been doing the spiritual practices that we have and our gut and our instinct is telling us something, we need to listen to it. And we need to say right away, I don't like that. I don't need to be around that. It doesn't matter the situation, doesn't matter the person, doesn't matter the place, it doesn't matter the product. If you don't like it, if you feel in your gut that it is wrong, if you know especially that it's wrong and that it's hurting others, we need to be making the conscious choice and using our discipline and our true awareness to stop using these products, to stop being around these negative influences, to stop engaging in these toxic ways. We don't need to be supporting anybody who is toxic. We don't need to support anybody who is promoting violence, whether they say that they're promoting violence or they're just violent people. And that's where they get likes and clicks off of. We don't need to promote people and engage with people who are lowering our frequency from any place that's not love, happiness, peace, serenity, unity, abundance, wealth, spiritual wealth. I don't like that. It's a full sentence. You don't need to explain nothing to anybody. You don't need to do anything except for make sure that you are walking your divine path, to make sure that you're doing things out of righteousness, not out of judgment and hate and out of, wrath. We're doing things so that we can continue on that divine path, so that we can continue growing mentally, physically, and spiritually. If you say, I don't like that, it's no offense right away. They should know that. It's not meant for someone to argue back and forth with you. The last thing you're trying to do on your spiritual journey is argue with somebody. What you're trying to do is just help the next person as much as you can and keep on helping yourself in the process. By you saying, I don't like that, that's exactly what it's doing. It's showing the person, oh, this is an example of someone who stands on what they believe in. This is someone who truly is walking a path that's different than everybody else. This is someone who is not following the sheep. This is a true leader. I wonder why they're so peaceful. I wonder why they're so happy. This is one thing they're doing differently. I wonder what else they're doing differently. Be the example. By you stating your actual opinions, by you following your gut and stating what's true in your heart, you can help be the example for someone who needed that, who needed to see, oh, they're doing more things than just praying and meditating. Those things just sounded too far out for me. But I realized they are not even listening to certain music. They're not even eating certain foods. They're not even watching certain things. They're not even on their phone hardly. Why are they carrying a book with them all the time? We have to realize that us being ourselves, us indulging in stuff that we find enjoyment in, us keeping ourselves in a healing manner, in a healing lifestyle, in a healing way of living is going to help influence others in the best way possible. It's going to help show others that you can be you, but better. All of us can be better. Nobody should be wanting to stay the same. Nobody should feel like, oh, I got it all figured out, or this person won't love me if I change, or these people are going to think I'm weird if I change. Everybody should be pushing for change in the best way possible. Everybody should be embracing and celebrating change if it's towards your best self. If you're out here causing less hate, less greed, less destruction, people are going to celebrate you. Not in an idolization type of way, but they're going to say, hey, we're proud of you. Hey, thank you for saying thank you. Thank you for saying excuse me. It's the little things. Celebrated doesn't mean idolizing, doesn't mean celebrity type of status. That's not what I mean by celebrating. We should be celebrating each and every individual. When you see someone walking in their divine path, when you see someone living differently and in a righteous way, you should be saying the biggest hello to them. You should be saying the biggest, oh, thank you. Oh, I got the door. Don't worry about it. How are you doing today, brother? How are you doing today, sister? How are you doing today, king? How are you doing today, empress? This is how we should be greeting people, that we have that energy right away. Oh, they're walking in that divine path. And this is what I mean by celebrated. We should be celebrating everybody and realize we will be celebrated for the effort that we put in, and we will be reprimanded for the effort that we do not. We have to realize that our path is our path. Some people aren't going to like it. Some people are going to be scared. Some people are going to be worried. They're going to be like, oh man, he's really going off the deep end. He's super religious, or he's super spiritual, or he's, talking super deep all the time. What's up with this guy? But we have to realize not everybody is going to understand that we are not only trying to help ourselves, we're trying to help the world. We're not only trying to celebrate our own self, our own true power within, but we're also trying to celebrate the world. We're trying to celebrate the Most High within, the Most High throughout, the Most High within every single body, within every single thing that we see, that we hear, that we feel, that we taste, that we touch. It's all part of the Most High, and we're just trying to celebrate that essence. We're trying to walk life with that true awareness that everything is united, everything is one, everything is connected, and life is amazing and beautiful. So there's certain things that we're going to have to say, I don't like that. I don't want that in my environment. I don't sync up with these things. They're not in my vibration. They're not in my energy bubble. And if people can't respect that, then deuces, I'll see you another day. Oh, you want to do this today? Okay, that's fine. You do that today. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow when you're trying to, have a chill day. Go in some nature, eat some healing foods, or, go get some smoothies, or just relax by the beach. Read a book. Or just have some talk. Have some good reasoning back and forth about just different things and situations of life. A lot of what we do on our spiritual journey is going to make people feel certain type of ways. A lot of what we say on our spiritual journey is going to make people feel certain type of ways, whether it's good or bad. But one thing you need to focus on your spiritual journey is, what are you doing? How are you feeling? I feel this is something we forget because we're so focused on the end goal. We're so focused on becoming awakened. We're so focused on our meditation, our prayers, that we sometimes think that we just have to be Mr. Nice Guy, Mr. Nice Girl, Mr. Yes man to everything in life. When that's not what this is for. It's for us to be living in our divine path, following our divine path. A lot of the most constructive and the most revolutionary people weren't yes men. They weren't people that are trying to please everybody. They were people who were down to do the work and down to make a difference and help out whenever they can. They weren't wasting their time with people who were trying to argue with them. They weren't wasting their time with people trying to go to the club every night. They weren't wasting their time with people trying to get drunk all the time. Or they weren't wasting their time with a bunch of friends who didn't bring any benefit to their own lives, to their lives and their lives, to their friends' lives or your life. We have to realize a lot of our time is wasted because we are yes men, because we are trying to please everybody, because we think that if we don't have this amount of friends or we don't, have a relationship, that we're a failure, that we are alone, that we are not living as good as the next person. You don't need friends. You don't need a relationship. You need to love yourself. You need to walk in your divine path. You need to speak your truth when you need to speak your truth. Everything else will fall in line. Everything else will come into fruition with patience and faith. Whether you're in a relationship now or you want to be in a relationship. Whether you have friends now or you don't have any friends at all. No one's saying cut all ties with all outside environment. No one's saying this. But what I'm saying is respect yourself. Say what you need to say and make sure that it's something that is coming from a higher place. Not a lower level place, but a higher level place. Make sure when you speak, it's out of love. It's out of truth. It's out of divinity. It's out of prosperity. It's out of positivity. It's out of peace. It's out of unity. Make sure when you speak, these are what is behind it. We need to lead with love, most importantly. That is the main thing. You want to lead with love. This was a beautiful quote by Common in this book. We want to lead with love. We want to make sure that we are always saying stuff that's coming from a loving place, not a judgment place or a hateful place or a, whatever negative emotion you might say that come with things. But we want to always say stuff out of a loving place, but be firm in what you are. Be firm in what you now are and what you now believe and how you now act and your now truth. Because your now truth, if it's with spiritual development, if it's you actually doing the spiritual work, is the actual truth. Spiritual truths are the actual truth. All the other truths that we see are just maybe truths. I don't care what science says. I don't care what the highest professor says. If it's not a spiritual truth, if it's not something that's true all in the universe, then it isn't a real truth. Like everything can heal itself. Like everything is part of the same source. I don't know what else we can really say about spiritual truth other than everything comes from the same source, really. That should break it down enough for you. That should give you enough lessons for you. That should let you be able to just look around in your daily life, look around throughout your day and see blessings all the time. The Most High is in everything, throughout everything. People aren't realizing this. You are realizing this. And you are being able to differentiate when something is from the Most High and when something is not. When something is trying to take you down to a lower level and when something is trying to raise your vibration. You can differentiate. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Differentiate. You can tell the difference between what is actually righteous and what is not. Even when you think that you can't, you can tell the difference. Trust me. It's just that we have been so used to following the lead, following what is going on. Even when we think that we are a leader, 9 times out of 10, we're still conditioned to look at others constantly. This is the society we're in. But really, we need to look at ourselves and look to the Most High. Look to spiritual books, gurus, and look to the Most High. We want to look and find the wisdom, because it's going to be hidden. When you're doing these knowledge digs and you're doing these research, late night researches and stuff like this, it's sometimes going to take you down rabbit holes and loopholes that's going to confuse you. But when you do the readings, and you're not just on YouTube and not just on TikTok or whatever you find your research on, when you actually get a book and you do readings, and then you get another book and you read that, and you get another book and you read that, you will realize that if they're spiritual books or if they're holy books, they will all take you to the same place. They will all take you to the divine source. They will all take you to the inner self. Once we know how to guide ourselves through our insides, the rest becomes very easy. Once we know how to control our emotions from the inside, once we realize that everything on the outside is just an act, it's just a play, it's just a result of this action and this action and this action and this action, and we're just seeing it play out, and we don't have to get truly involved in it. We can just try to manage it and try to help them or help the situation clear up in the most healing way possible, in the best way possible. Once we realize this, we can step outside of ourselves more and step into our true selves more, leading with love, realizing when we need to say, I don't like that, and being that example in life, not for ourselves, but for others as well. Because I don't like that is a full sentence, and it's a strong one, and it's one that people will remember. They will be able to recall, oh, that person doesn't like that thing. Even when they do it and you're not there, they'll be like, oh yeah, that person don't like that. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I'll just do a little bit. So we have to realize that I don't like that is a full sentence, and it's not only helping you, take control of your life, take control of your future and your destiny, but it's helping others by you being the example of what is righteous and what is not. Lead with love, show people, be the example. Don't let people just stay in the trap, stay in the Maya, in the illusion, the matrix. It's very hard to escape. It takes discipline, it takes practice, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes action. But you can escape. You can be someone who has control of their life and is still at peace, serene, completely a good person. But we don't have to be a pushover. We don't have to be Mr. Nice Guy. You don't have to be, someone who's just taking whatever and just supposed to smile and that's it. We're supposed to turn the other cheek if someone is trying to offend us, yes. We're supposed to turn the other cheek if someone is trying to attack us in a way that's, not physical. But if someone doesn't realize they're offending us, if someone doesn't realize they're attacking us maybe spiritually, then all we can say is, I don't like that. And it should help the situation. It should switch the situation. Sometimes it does make them want to argue with you, but just state, I don't like that, and that's it. It's not sometimes it doesn't change. Be open, of course, to change. We don't want to be stern in what we don't like always, because sometimes what we don't like is actually something that we don't have to like or not like, but we have to accept. But be stern if that's how you feel. Don't let stuff sit on your heart. Don't let it sit on your soul. Don't let any more burdens build up within and throughout you. Speak your truth. Be you unapologetically. We have to realize that the Most High has guided us to this way for a reason. And we need to just truly listen to our gut and be able to differentiate between what is righteous and what is not, and state when it is so. You don't have to be like, oh, that's not righteous. That is righteous. You know, you don't have to say that, but just say if you don't like something. And say if you do like something, you know. Celebrate people if they're doing something you like. Oh, that's awesome. You held that door for that person. That's great. Or you held that door for me. Thank you so much. Blessings to you. Oh, you gave me a tip. Blessings to you. Oh my gosh, thank you. I really appreciate it. Oh, you like my beard? You like my hair? Great. Oh my gosh, thank you. I appreciate you. Hopefully there's more blessings to you. More blessings to you. We need to celebrate others. Celebrate ourselves. And let the cycle continue. But don't be a pushover. Love yourself. Be true to yourself. Be true to what you really want in life. And more of what you actually want and dream will come to you. So if you haven't, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe, like, comment, share. And I appreciate everybody that's been doing that. And trust me, your destiny is awaiting for you. Your best life, your best dreams are ready to be accomplished right now. Just take control of your life. Do the spiritual practices. Do these things that I've been saying in my past videos, and you will see a difference in your life. You will be able to say, I don't like that, and still be able to handle the situation in a peaceful, loving way. You'll be able to handle any situation in your life in a peaceful, loving way. But you have to stay focused. You have to be disciplined, and you have to stay patient. And trust me, you will see the blessings. And then once you start seeing the blessings, you will just keep on being more and more faithful. Because, I mean, if you see your life being blessed, why wouldn't you start building faith? You're going to start believing in something. But first, you have to try. Take control of your life. At least try. Do the spiritual practices. Pray, meditate, journal, read, build knowledge. And you will see that your gut will start speaking to you. The Most High will start speaking to you. The divine source will start speaking to you. And you'll be able to differentiate. I just like saying it now. You'll be able to differentiate between what is righteous and what is not. Just like I got better at saying that word. You'll get better at life. But it takes practice. It takes you being vulnerable. It takes you humbling yourself and making mistakes. Sometimes you follow your gut and it's not the right way, but you'll learn when it is. You'll learn when something is righteous. You'll learn when a situation is led out of love, when you speak and it's led out of love. So remember, I don't like that, or I don't like it, or I don't like you sometimes, even if you really need to get that harsh with it, is a full sentence. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to make somebody else feel happy or feel gratified or feel like they're in the right because you don't like something. It's not about judging them. It's not about telling them that they're in the wrong even. It's just about you stating what you like and don't like. And that way you can keep your energy at a high vibration. You can keep your bubble and your circle at a high vibration. And you're not going to be brought down to a low vibration, even if it's something small. Because we don't want any bit of lower vibration in our bubble. A little bit of leaven can leaven up the whole loaf. So stay focused, stay patient, stay disciplined. And I don't like that is a full sentence. One love.